Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from Kolude. This is the KD-K2 all-in-one aluminum keyboard hub. You can pick it up on Kolude.com. I'll have that link in the description below. Now there's also another model, which is the KD-K1, that also has a full-size number pad on the right-hand side. So this is a more condensed version. Everything else about it is going to be the same between both versions except for the number pad that you'll get on the KD-K1. But again, this is the KD-K2. So you'll be able to see everything but the number pad on this one. And we're going to jump into it right now. Okay, so let's get this out of the box. You can see there's two different colors. There's a space gray, which I have, and a silver. Now, space gray is going to have those black keys. Silver is going to have white keys, if that makes a difference to you. This is a very Apple-esque. Check out www.kolude.com for the K1 and the K2. Again, the difference between the two is the K2, which I have, doesn't have the number pad, and the K1 does. Now, the K1 retails at about $139 on their website. Go check it out if you want to. They are up there with a lot of information that even I may miss in this review. Now, they give you this nice silicone cover here. That's awesome. It's an extra that they throw in there in case you're prone to maybe spilling the liquids on your keyboards, that type of thing. That will actually cover it. In the back here, we've got a couple different things to add as well. We've got these two little risers here to add a tilt adjustment if you need more lift on the back end of your keyboard, just for a better typing experience. You don't have to use them if you don't want to. And of course, you get a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable to connect this to whatever device you're going to use. Now, it's really spec'd out towards Mac OS and iPad OS, but it will work with Android and Windows as well, so you don't really have to worry if that's what you're going for. So if you want it for like an external keyboard for a laptop or a MacBook Pro or an iPad Pro, or even using it as an external keyboard for, say, something like an Android phone that has USB Type-C, you're going to be good to go with this particular keyboard. Now, once we get the keyboard out here, I'm going to kind of show you the keyboard layout. And again, this layout has everything that you can use for Mac OS and iPad OS. It's also going to be perfectly fine for other devices as well, as you can see. Nice rounded keys here, full aluminum. Again, very Apple-esque, or fitting into that Apple ecosystem if that's what you're into. You've got your page up and page down, and a lot of all of your function keys on the right here, and then also along the top you're going to have some function keys. You're also going to have some brightness adjustment because this does have backlighting, which I'll show you, as well as some command keys that all you Mac OS users will be very familiar with at this point. But overall, very nice fit and finish on this. This is a very, very nicely designed keyboard, all aluminum. They did a really good job on this. It's got some weight to it. It's not overweighty, but it's just very solid, which I like. Now, it does angle up a little bit to give you a better typing experience on this. But again, if you want to raise it up even more, that's where these little risers will come in. They've got some 3M tape, and you can just put them in any position that you would like to add extra height to the back of the keyboard to give you a little bit more of a more comfortable typing experience. I've used it flat, and I didn't have any problems with it, but it's nice that it's there. So let's give you a little typing experience here, and you'll hear what it's like typing on it. So So there you go. That's an idea of what it sounds like while you're typing on it. It's got a very nice key travel to it. It's not too deep, but it's got some good responses. Now let's look at the hub on the back. Your first port here on the right-hand side is going to be your USB Type-C port, and this is going to connect you to whatever device you're going to use. Now, you also have a power delivery port here next to it that will actually be able to charge a device up to 100 watts. So if you're using something like a MacBook Air and you need to actually charge from the keyboard, or you're charging a secondary device, it'll do up to 100 watts for that. Now you do have 4 different USB ports here. One on the left is USB 2 and the other 3 are USB 3. You have a full-size SD card slot, a micro SD card slot, and you have an HDMI output as well, which is very cool. So if I have this hooked up to a laptop and I want to output my video to an external monitor, I can do that with this. So you got a lot of things covered here. The hub that they've put on this is very comprehensive, allowing you to do up to 4 different USB drives such as this. Being able to plug this in and get this going is no problems whatsoever. Doing it behind the camera, however, is a little difficult, but it goes right in, no problem right there. Also, if you have a ton of these around, which I do, micro SD cards, they will also fit into the micro SD card slot and so on. So you've got a lot of room to actually set this up as a hub. You can do maybe a wireless mouse with this. You can do a bunch of other different things as well. So overall, Kolude has really covered the bases here on adding a very, very nice hub with a ton of different ports. Also, did I mention that there's almost no keyboard flex to this keyboard? Let's turn down the lights and take a look at the brightness levels on here. You get 3 different brightness levels controlled by these on the upper right hand side here, these keys. You're going to have a brightness level number 1, brightness level number 2, and brightness level number 3. Well, actually 3 looks really good to me. It's definitely bright enough to use in a dark environment. And if you do want to turn it down, the second one looks pretty decent. The first one is pretty weak. It's kind of almost just accenting. But the second and third brightnesses on this work really, really well. So again, another thing that they've included on this keyboard, they've thought of pretty much everything. And again, if you go for the KD-K2, you're also going to get a full setup on the right hand side so that you can use your number keys as well. So there you go. That's my review of the Kolude all-in-one aluminum keyboard. Again, this is the K2 version and not the K1 version with the extra number pad. You can check that out at Kolude.com. This overall is a very well-built keyboard. I want to put that out there as my number 1 pro of this keyboard. It's super well built. Very pleasurable to type on, as you heard kind of from the typing demonstration I gave. It's got very nice tactile feedback on this keyboard, and the hub is just super with how many actual ports you get on this keyboard. Kolude did an excellent job, and I'm definitely giving this a thumbs up. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. If you have any questions or comments about this keyboard, please leave them in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember to like, and if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do so because that always helps me out. And I'll check you guys out on the next video.